You can give pleasure only if you feel pleasure. It's the women that know something very powerful, they don't teach it. And we compete with other women. If he is a man of value, he also wants a woman of value to attract and to receive quality attention from men. And this is what we as women deeply and truly desire. But how to become a woman of pleasure who attracts pleasure? Because there is a law of attraction. You get what you give. The pleasure is something that creates that field of a confident, beautiful, self-contained. Why do men marry the women? Is because they feel drawn to her. Or why they stopped giving you that love, stop giving you that attention, is because he's finding his pleasure somewhere else. The prostitute is the woman who is hungry for attention, energy, and money. The 5 stages how a man falls in love. Because men who are in love, they start creating for love. Do you know the secret to creating relationships and life that does not just look good, but feels like a deep, soulful yes? It isn't just love, success, or beauty. It is charm, that magnetic essence, that je ne sais quoi, that you feel around certain people, that resonant full body pleasure of being captivated, the afterglow that lingers long after you have parted. Do you want to just dream about it? Just admire it in other people? I don't think so. If you're listening to this video, it's because you also desire to be that source, to connect to that source, to emanate that source, and to embody that inside yourself so that you too can leave a trace of beauty, longing, and magic wherever you go. Here is what I sense in you. You long to be seen, not just looked at, but truly witnessed. You want to be felt special, unique, irreplaceable. You want to feel safe, wanted, and deeply provided for, emotionally, intimately, spiritually. So if you're truly ready this year, right now, to move from wishing and dreaming into becoming, let me share with you some truths that have changed my life. First, you don't get what you want. You get what you embody. Second, everything is energy, and you're both the channel and the generator when you're connected to the source. Third, creation is born from ecstatic desire, focused thought, and your capacity to receive and vibrate at the frequency of what you call in, of what you desire. Fourth, the law of balance. The law of balance is always at play. Your outer world mirrors your inner resonance. Love attracts love. Devotion draws devotion. Generosity attracts generosity. Fifth, you receive what you believe you deserve, not more and not less. Sixth, become what you deeply desire. Embody it. 7. Practice doesn't make perfect. It makes permanent. Every queen has had a guide. Every icon had a mentor. You don't have to walk the path alone. Success is a teamwork. It took me a long time to understand these laws, to practice them, to receive results, and to finally embody them so that I can fully enjoy myself, my life, and my relationship. And I'm inviting you to do the same. So here is the real question. Will you leave it to chance, your deepest desires, to hoping and dreaming that fate will deliver what your soul is calling for, like you have always done in the past, like a child sitting and wishing and hoping that it will happen for you? Or will you honor those longings as sacred and decide to become the woman who naturally attracts them because she deserves it? This is the path of the woman who architects her own life. She doesn't just wish to be cherished. She cultivates the art, grace, and inner alchemy that makes being adored her natural reality. She knows the quiet truth. Life does not give you what you want. It gives you what you embody. Darling, this is where you choose. The art of pleasure is your invitation to stop waiting and start becoming. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about refining your essence, like Jacqueline Kennedy honed her graceful presence. Like Marilyn Monroe, who owned her radiant magnetism. You too have a unique power waiting in your bones, in your breath, in your quietest dreams. You may not want to be a first lady or a global icon, but what if you could become the most enchanting, confident, magnetic version of yourself? What if your very presence could become a gentle force, drawing love, respect, joy, and devotion towards you effortlessly? Magic isn't a fairy tale. It's a skill, a practice, a way of being. And I want to teach you how to wear yours like a second skin. This is your opportunity to stop chasing and start attracting, to stop wondering and start knowing, to stop dreaming of a charmed life and start creating your own version of your best fairy tale, to start embodying your own essence, an essence of the woman. I am inviting you to the art of pleasure. It's a live container that I have created for practice, to embody your sexual goddess. One of the key secrets to every relationship and to life that most women don't know about men is the key to his love, devotion, and commitment is pleasure, is the amount of pleasure that he feels and as energy receives when he is in your presence, when he is living with you, when he is breathing with you, when he is sleeping with you, when he is kissing with you, when he is cooking with you, when he's holding your hand when you're walking on the beach. This is one of the key elements that most women miss when they're starting to build a relationship. And then they're crying why he's cheating, why he's not giving you your quality time, why he's not giving you gifts, why he's not calling you and giving you quality time, full focus, full attention. It's not because he's busy. He is always exactly where he's getting what he wants. If when he's at work, if the work is giving him the pleasure of fulfilling his dreams, of fulfilling his mission in life, or it's just an instrument to make money so that he can come home and feel safe and secure, and also as a provider for you and his family, that is pleasure for him. Knowing that he is receiving something in an outer world is what keeps him to flow his attention, to give his life force to that. And this is the key thing that women overlook as an opportunity to understand, like, that's the secret sauce that gets the relationship and keeps the relationship going, is the pleasure that he feels with you. So how do you give pleasure? You can give pleasure only if you feel pleasure. Only when you're in contact in your body with the essence of pleasure inside of you. How do you feel beautiful? Only if you're in contact with the energy of beauty inside of your body. How do you feel love? How do you give love? Only if you're in contact with the energy of love inside your own body. And so the art of pleasure is a beautiful sacred container that I have created for women that have purchased the Sexual Goddess Retreat and the I Am Queen Retreat. I have decided to create a container where we as women can practice that sexual magic. Because it took me years and years and years to do this on my own. And what I've learned is the women that know something very powerful, they don't teach it. They apply it, they embody it, and they get the results. And they're not willing to share it with you. My mother didn't share with me her sexual magic, although she was extraordinary, for two reasons. First, as every woman, we have something deep inside of us that is in scarcity, and we compete with other women. You may disagree with me, but if you're truly honest and really reflect on this deeply, you will agree with me that women, your mothers, your sisters, your friends, or the movie stars, if they own a special skill, a special talent that makes them radiant and special and valuable, they don't share it freely, easily. They don't throw it around. You know, if they have a diamond, they don't take it off of them and say, here, you have it. No. Women like to hold it to themselves because, you know, and this is justified for centuries, women have to compete for men. If you want a quality man, you have to be a quality woman. If you want a man of value, you also have to raise your value, because the better the man is, if he has money, if he has looks, if he is smart and has a sense of humor and he's spiritual, whatever is your list is of what he wants, if he is a man of value, he also wants a woman of value. He doesn't want to get anyone that sits and hopes and dreams. He also wants to see, what do you have to offer? If he goes to work, he's gonna ask to his boss or to his business that he's starting, like, what is the return that I'm going to get? This is some of the things that the girls, the women with age, forget to get into equation in the relationship, that it's the law of energy and the law of balance always works. And when a man is looking at a woman, he's thinking, what are you going to offer to me as a woman? And if you're not offering to him as a woman in a feminine field, the energy of love, the energy of beauty, the energy of incredible pleasure, the energy of purity, the energy of devotion, the energy of adoration, trust and respect to him as the best man in the world, as the king of your life, as the man who holds God inside of him, in his bones, in his cells. If you're not consciously and subconsciously translate to him those feelings, how is he treating you? Well, take a look at the movies. Take a look at your life. Take a look at the life of your friends. Do men truly love, worship, and adore their mates, their wives, their mothers, their daughters? Yes, they love in different ways, but is it enough for you? I know that we as women, there is a book of 5 languages of love. Is why was it created? Is because women are lacking love. And each one has her own language. Maybe it's gifts, maybe it's touch, maybe it's compliments, maybe it's time, quality time together. But no matter what it is, if you translate it, what is it really about? It's he has to give his time, his energy, his attention to you, and his money to you. So to draw that attention, to become captivating, being able to attract and to receive quality attention from men. And this is what we as women deeply and truly desire. If you're honest with yourself, in different ways, in different levels, but a woman is happy like a flower opens up to the sun when she's watered with attention, and when the sun shines, it's love to you, it's presence. So when a man is looking at you with love and devotion, you receive pleasure. But how to become a woman of pleasure who attracts pleasure? Because there is a law of attraction. You get what you give. But the pleasure is not something you can give. The pleasure is something that creates that field of a confident, beautiful, self-contained, a woman, like a sacred container. And so when I was studying that deeply, feeling into that, because, I've got a lot of information first, and I'm sure you too have studied a lot about femininity and feminine energy and went to different courses or read different books, or maybe you're constantly watching Facebook and Instagram where, men and women are coaching you on what a woman should be or a man should be. Well, I had a ton of information, 10 years of just studying, but nothing was changing when I was dating men, because it was about embodying that. And how do you embody information? Is only when I discovered the art of Geisha and I started practicing the art of pleasure in my body, in my yoni, and I became orgasmic. And I started flowing this orgasmicity into all the organs in my body. And I learned how to bloom my sensuality. So when I am with my husband, or before I attracted him, I would be in my pleasure, knowing how to flow this energy, how to generate it, how to become a source of it, and how to flow it. And then I've learned the art of Tantra, how to connect to him on different energy levels. We call them chakras, and make him feel whatever it is I want him to feel. And so that art I am teaching you in the Sexual Goddess. It is an online retreat that helps you to practice in your body your own sexuality and to raise your sexual potency. Whether you're young and you shut down because you have been traumatized, or you're scared, or you are not in touch with your sexuality, so you learn how to activate it and you learn how to raise it. Whether you are in your 30s and 40s, where your hormones are changing already and you need to activate it and regenerate your sexuality. Whether you are approaching menopause or you already completed the menopause, the Sexual Goddess Retreat is the solution for your PMS and for your menopause and for your sexual balance and for your hormonal balance and for your potency. Nowhere have I found a course or a teacher who has been able to give me these gems. I was just recently walking on the beach and re-listening to my Sexual Goddess Retreat, and I had these tears in my eyes. I was like, if only women knew the gems that are there in this retreat, they would sell everything they've got. They would sell their diamonds. They would, borrow money, whatever it is. They would run to study the Sexual Goddess, because I've generated and created and transmitted and packaged it and filmed it and gave it in a format that is life-changing, and it's delightful. And the most beautiful part of it, that it was created as a private Sexual Goddess online retreat for one of my clients who really wants to get married, and she's 30 years old, and she went through so many teachers and Tantra teachers and all of that. And she came to me to Bali for life retreats. And she wasn't able to hold all this information and to remember it. She constantly forgot because it's advanced rituals. I've combined all the knowledge of how to activate the sexual energy, how to connect it to shamanic practices. We're utilizing the power of earth, the power of water, the power of fire, and the power of air. And how do you create that magic around you? How do you activate your sexual magnet? And then I also added what I only taught in private retreats, is how do you raise your sexual potency? How do you take it in your body and become magnetic, most powerful, activated woman? And in the previous video, I taught you, and I have a video about 7 levels and sexuality, about the like attracts like. So a man of level 1 and a woman of level 1. If you have a little bit of water, that is your sexuality, you're going to attract a lower capacity man. And on each level, as you raise your sexual energy, especially your water, which is your estrogen, you raise your value in the magnetic attraction for men. And so I'm giving you the practice that will help you to raise your levels. So you can go from level 2 and 3, which is where most women are with their sexual energy in the feminine aspect of it, to level 3 and 4. This is where the law of attraction kicks in. This is where you start becoming noticeable, captivating, attractive to a man, where you stop chasing and you're attracting This is where your water is raised to level 3 and 4. This is where the magic begins. I, for myself, because I was 45 when I started practicing it, I raised myself to level 5 and 6, which is the highest level. And then I called in the one, and he instantly showed up. And he was the man of my dreams, God sent. And then I created a sacred union with him. And so the art of pleasure is the container for me to help you and to support you and to guide you and to practice with you. Because pleasure is when we are sharing. This is something when I meditated upon, like, how do I want to live the rest of my life now that I'm 57? And I have raised all of my dreams. My biggest dream was to love and to be loved. My biggest dream was to marry the love of my life, who would be young and beautiful and kind and spiritual and sensitive and sensual and sexy and committed to me forever. I wanted to create a legendary love affair that lasts forever in a marriage container. And that's how the concept of the sacred union was born inside of me when I started building a relationship with my husband. And the course on alchemy of building a relationship, or consciously building it, is in my next program called Let's Get Married. And I'm starting it this May. And to be able to get married and to learn the alchemy of building the relationship, you first have to learn the art of pleasure. Why do men marry the women? It's because they feel drawn to her, right? Like before he chooses you as a wife, he feels that with you, he's going to be happy, sexually satisfied, and he's going to fulfill his goals and dreams in life. This is the package that he needs when he's looking at a woman. And every man has a different definition of and different goals and dreams. So we need different types of women. But why do they cheat? Or why they stop giving you that love, stop giving you that attention, is because he's finding his pleasure somewhere else. Is because you're not cultivating the art of Geisha. You're not cultivating and raising your sexual energy. You're not healing your sexual traumas and raising yourself up so that you feel filled up. Like if you, after 10 years or 2 years or 1 year or 6 months, your cup has emptied and you're offering him half of what you did at the beginning, you're going to get half of what you got at the beginning. You know, when you first fall in love, is to give each other this energy. You're like, you want to be together because you're exchanging. What happens later? Why does that stop? Where does the love go? Where do the attraction goes away? You have less to give. You receive less. He gives you less. You love him less. And you get in a vicious cycle of wanting and complaining and suffering and struggling and feeling jealous or competitive with other women. And so, as I said at the beginning, the women that know the secret, they don't give it to you. Nobody gave it to me. Everything I know, I paid time and money, literally gave my attention, focused on it, to get that information, literally gave commitment to practice it, to embody it. Like it didn't just fall on me because I wanted. It didn't come to me in a meditation. The meditations that I created for you, like the meditation I Am Beautiful that you can get as my free gift on my website if you sign sign up right now, yanagood.com. You will receive I Am Beautiful as a free gift. You think it's a free gift? It took me years to really understand what beauty is about. That it's not just an external factor, that it's an energy of beauty. Every meditation I created for you, it's a powerful healing container and an ancient practice to activate your sensuality. And I would take months to contemplate, sometimes to fast for a week or two before I felt I was pure enough and ready enough to transmute this energy to you. It's not that you just, take a nice music and write some text and you just with a sweet voice say it. Because I have some clients that would listen to my meditations and then they send me their version of meditation where they just took a music and they read it. And I'm like, and what do you want to say with that? You're not transmuting energy. You're not activated. Just because you duplicated the concept doesn't mean that you activate the feeling. If you ever listen to any of my meditations, you know they're priceless. I call them enchanting meditations for women. They're extraordinary. Give them a try. That's why I give the first one as a free gift, so that you would purchase the next ones, knowing how valuable each step is. Each of the 7 meditations is chakra by chakra by chakra, activates your art of pleasure. So let's get back to the art of pleasure, because I got carried away a little bit, so excited about my meditations. The Sexual Goddess Online Retreat was created for the girl who wanted to get married, who received so much information, and she still had a mess in her head because she couldn't synthesize that and activate that and embody that. She would get lost in the sea of information, just like I was before. And so I was teaching her and sharing to her how to build a relationship, how to raise the energy. And every single practice I beautifully recorded. And you get these conversations, you get my information, you get the practices, the rituals, and the transformation, and it's yours forever. Because it takes years to practice and to embody it. If you're fully dedicated to it, you can transform with me in 1 year. How can you participate in this? How can you activate it? How to make it work? How to turn it from words to reality? So, 2 ways that you can make it work for you. One is you treat it as a buffet. You go to my school, to yanagood.com, to the School of Love, and you can start from womb healing, wholeness retreat, sexual goddess retreat, queen retreat. You can buy them, practice them, purchase the meditations, the 4 elements. So you can buy them piece by piece and practice. And it can take you 1 year or more, or 6 months, is how fast you want to go through these courses on your own. Whenever you feel that you need help and support, you can buy private container, like private sessions, to get your questions answered, to get the support. When you're purchasing the Sexual Goddess and Queen retreats, you are automatically welcome to the Queen's Club. And here we meet together as the people, as the women that already have this knowledge. So it's a special group of women. So you don't have the basic questions. But here we can practice and I can answer your questions that are part of already the retreats, because there I give you all the information. I teach you everything, what your mama didn't teach you, what the coaches haven't given to you, what the Tantra didn't teach you. Like everything you need is there, fully, beautifully recorded for you, so that you can go over and over again, because practice makes perfect and practice makes permanent. The goal is to embody. And so the Queen's Club is there to support you, and that's for life. The Art of Pleasure is twice a year. I'm offering this container in the spring. Right now, this year, it is on April 4th or 5th. I don't remember. Please take a look on the website. So you have like a few days before it, because I'm recording it in the spring. Today is March 20th. So very soon you're going to have the first Art of Pleasure. And this is a 4 weeks container, which is designed for women that purchase the Sexual Goddess and the Queen Retreat, so that we can practice there together, and I take you deeper and answer your questions, and to watch you perform, and you watch each other perform, and you just, practice make perfect. The second one I'm offering in the summer, and so this is my goal, because the school is complete, every year, twice a year, to offer for you Art of Pleasure, a sacred container for practice. And then throughout the year, you have the Queen's Club to keep you supported through this. That once a month, you have an opportunity to come back, to ask questions, and to work. It's not free. The Queen's Club is going to be a paid container, but that's your choice every month. If you want it, you can pay for that meeting, come in and ask any questions and practice with me. So this is my way to bless the feminine. This is my way to activate the school of love for women, the school that I have dreamed about for myself. The information, the transformation, the practice that I was desiring, I finally created it for you and for me, because I want to continue to practice with you. This is a part that I have realized that is the only thing that holds my relationship with my beautiful, young, beloved husband. Because right now I'm 57, he is 46. He's going to be 47 in a couple of months, and I'm already entering towards the 58. We have 10 years of difference, and for 7 years we're together. Our love is growing. He loves me more every year. And that was also like a dream of mine, and I didn't know, is it really possible? And now I've experienced it. I embodied the sacred union. I know it is possible for me, and I know how it is possible. I know the path was not easy for me, but it was right and pleasurable choice that I have taken. The path of love, the path of pleasure, of orgasmic, ecstatic dance inside of me, of blooming my own sensuality, connecting to my own feminine energy, and learning to activate it as a queen, not as a prostitute, not as a woman who desires. To me, a prostitute is the woman who is hungry for attention, energy, and money. It doesn't matter if you go on online dating and you give your free sex to a man, because you're hungry. You don't have it. You don't know how to attract attention. You don't know how to receive his energy, how to activate him. You go and you just make yourself freely available. To me, that's prostitution. That is giving away the most valuable, divine nectar that you have in your body. You are just giving it for free. For free is, I don't mean to sell it for money. I mean to exchange it for his full attention, for activation of his 5 languages of love, where he's thinking about you, he's obsessing about you, he's dreaming about you, he is running to you, he is wanting you, and he wants to give you his all. And I was able to make it a reality with my husband. I was able to do it. And so now that I'm not missing it, I am able to teach it, to share it, to transmute it, and to offer it to you as a gift. So if you go right now to yanagood.com and you purchase Sexual Goddess Retreat and I Am Queen Retreat, you receive the Art of Pleasure, the 4-week of the most incredible portal for practice, as my gift for free. Isn't this beautiful? If you start it right now for the spring, you can also join me in the summer for free. And that is my gift for you to practice and to embody what you learn in my retreats, online retreats, packed with wisdom, beauty, and integration of all the knowledge about feminine power, tantra, art of geisha, hormonal balance, and wisdom about relationships. Because there I always give an introduction for an hour and I answer her questions and teach her and share my wisdom. So this retreat is something that I would have dreamed as a girl to have received from my mother. And so let me be your divine mother. Let me share with you what I dreamed about. Let me share with you my dreams that I made a reality. And this is what I'm inviting you into. Stop hoping and dreaming. Stop learning. Stop complaining. Buy the Sexual Goddess Retreat. Buy the Queen Retreat. Start studying this on your own. Join me at the Art of Pleasure. Let me help you to hone your skills, open your flower, and feel loved and supported by me and the community of women like you. Let us start this new trend of supporting each other. This is what the School of Love is about. It's the path of love. Is you give, you shall receive. And the last piece I want to share with you is that the Sexual Goddess, the Queen, and the Wholeness Retreat are the prerequisites for the Let's Get Married program that we're starting in May. And I'm super excited to share with you about that program and to share with you the 5 stages how a man falls in love with a woman in the next video. So I want to complete this video with a heartfelt thank you for your likes, for your warm words, your comments under this video. And if you already have taken these beautiful retreats, you've purchased them in the year 2025 and 2024 when they were first received, the Art of Pleasure for you is at a very nominal price. You pay a small amount of money to join us and to practice with us. And I hope that you share a couple of words of this beautiful work that is life-changing, and you have access to it for life. I don't limit it, as most coaches do, because I believe that these programs are life-changing. And I want to have women, hundreds and thousands of women that get married after they have been fully educated in the School of Love, that get married fully knowing the art of pleasure, that have healed their feminine essence and have become whole and complete. And they know how to love their men. They know how to build a family that is built on the principles of love. just as Christ have taught us to love your neighbor, to love your husband, to love your mom and dad, to love your children, to love the one who is next to you as you would love yourself. And this is what the School of Love is about. This is what I am transmitting to you. This is the container that I'm inviting you into. This is the movement that I want to create. This is the community of women that I want to create that freely share their gifts in our Queen's Club with each other, where we enrich each other, because you will already have all the knowledge that you need in my retreats. You don't need to compete with each other. You just need to practice and to share your results and to support and be happy for each other. This is my dream for the next 50 years of my life. The first dream I fulfilled of becoming the woman of love and creating a sacred union. My next dream is to have hundreds, thousands, maybe even 1 million of women that go through the School of Love and stop the war on planet Earth. Because men who are in love, they start creating for love. The aggression stops, the war stops when women learn to love. When women, where home becomes the space of pleasure for a man. This is where he releases his fire and transmutes it from aggression, from fear, from pressure, from negativity that he receives at work. Because when a man goes to work, he goes to war. He's in competition, severe competition with other men at work for his piece of bread, for his piece of marketing pie, for his piece of shares on the stock market, for his piece of the best property he can get. He is at war for you. So when he comes home, and if you as a geisha can shift his negativity into the positive fire that shifts into loving you, loving his family, he goes to work next day recharged, relaxed, rejuvenated, feeling like a king, feeling like God, feeling worshipped and adored by the woman that he loves, that is a queen for him. He goes to work, he creates a different environment because the law of energy always works. This is how we stop the war. This is how we change the world. It starts in our womb, it starts in our heart, it starts in our family. You love and you shall be loved. Welcome to the School of Love at yanagood.com, and I will see you soon in the next video.
Shall